State Village Crooksville Council meeting. Please stand and join and renew the pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rice.
Here.
Mr. Locke.
Here.
Mr. Hampton.
Here.
Ms. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Allen.
Here.
Mr. Loomis.
Here. First on the agenda this evening, need a motion to approve the fiscal officer minutes from the previous meetings.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on those minutes? Roll call.
Hold on, technical
I don't know what this is. It's like playing a different one.
Here we go. Yeah.
Gotta retrain her.
It's okay.
Lacey's fault.
No, she showed me, but I pushed something wrong.
It's easy to do.
Roll call.
Oh, Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes. Under reports this evening, a motion to approve the fiscal officer's financial reports.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes. Under that, need a motion to approve the mayor's court report for November of 2021.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes. Correspondence and messages, have one here from the Love Thy Neighbor Food Pantry, 183 West Main, Crooksville. Dear Crooksville Village Mayor Chris Moore and Crooksville Village Council, December 4th, 2021, we, with your help, were able to bless 50 families with complete spiral sliced ham dinners for Christmas. Thank you so much for the donation to the pantry. Without this, we would not have been able to do this. Melvin Grimmett, Love Thy Neighbor Food Pantry.
Very good.
Doing some good. Adam, solicitor's list this evening. We do have some personnel issues to discuss, I believe.
Yes, the main issue is that following Tom's passing, the village needs to appoint someone in an interim capacity to be able to sign off on the day-to-day operations, payroll, contracts, and things like that until a full-time village administrator is appointed. That's something that is vital to continuing to move forward, because right now there's some contracts that need to be signed, and without council's blessing and approval, no one right now has the authority to sign those things. So we need to start that discussion and make some decisions on that relatively quickly, because there are a few things in the hopper that need signed.
Mayor, under your purview as village administrator, you recommend on an interim basis?
Can I just say, and I kept asking Tom the last 2 years, and Scott can attest that, I kept saying, Scott, you're that time 66. If you retired today, who would you get? And he would say, Lacey. So I just, and I asked him that at least a dozen times.
So did I.
Yeah, Lacey, they good.
So, I mean,
I can say in the past couple of weeks we have been working closely with Lacey.
but I mean, Tom was,
So I,
said,
just from our point of view, that's who we've been interacting the most with.
Want a motion for that?
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Okay. And we still wanna talk about, yeah, we can do that.
I have a couple of other brief things. Just an update on the football field bleachers matter. Jan has been working to put together a resolution for council related to continuing to cooperate with the school who is purchasing some of that equipment, and hope to have that in front of you guys for review at the next meeting or soon after.
Okay.
And it's proceeding forward, and we think we have everything in place. It's just committing everything to writing for the school board as well as the council to agree to, related to removal and things like that. So hopefully we'll have that for you prior to the next meeting for review. And did you want me to talk about the employee manual?
We can do that, yeah.
Okay. Briefly, and this is maybe something to discuss a little further in executive session, it was determined the employee manual has a provision for payout of accrued vacation and sick time for employees who are retiring or leaving the employment of the village of Crooksville. It is silent as to the death of an employee. Obviously that comes into play a little bit more now, so we would recommend that that be looked at and discussed as to whether or not an amendment to the employee manual is warranted for employees going forward.
Yes. And if we have to, can we make that retroactive to make sure that we get?
I see no reason why we could not.
It's probably a workshop matter. That's gonna be pretty good discussion, I would think.
And we can address the current situation and then as well as amend the employee manual.
Amend the manual and make that retroactive to cover Tom.
Correct, and if we need to, we can address those in two separate steps.
Okay.
So we can talk about a resolution related to that as well.
Under finance, this evening, need a motion to approve resolution 104-2021, approve transfers of funds for the Interfund transfers. List of transfers this evening are $3,666.67 from Waterworks to the Water Contingency Fund, $3,587.08 from Waterworks to the Waterworks Capital Improvement Fund, $4,951.91 from Waterworks to the Waterworks Reserve, $2,510.17 from Waterworks to the Waterworks Replacement, $675.71 from Street to Street Paving Debt Service, $1,589.59 from EMS to the EMS Truck Debt Service, $4,000 from State Highway to the Street 5218, $10,000 from State Highway to the Street 5221, $10,000 from Fire Levy Debt Service to the Fire Levy Fund, $10,000 from Fire Levy to the General Fund, $7,500 from Fire Levy Debt Service to the EMS Debt Service.
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Next, in motion to approve resolution 105-2021, approve reallocation supplemental appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Next under that, resolution 106-2021, payments.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Last but not least, resolution 107, 2021, payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Under safety and seating, need a motion to approve the fire stipend that we discussed last week in workshop.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Next, we have a motion to approve Chad Michael to be in addition to a member of the fire department for fire only.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve Robertson's change order request number 28, in the amount of $620.78.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Can remember if he was in on that or not. Yeah, see, it's not right on that agenda. This is, this will be second reading, I believe. We did have two readings on it. Chief, did you get with Jan on the final changes to the, policies and procedures for PD,
Just the use of force section of it, yes.
just to use of force? So that's proper and ready to go then? Did you have a chance to review that?
Yeah, I sent it to her today.
Okay, alright, I just haven't had a chance to look at email. It was on, it did pass two readings, but we tabled it for the final third reading. What do you think?
It looks like from an email I have that we're waiting for a copy of the use of force policy.
And she sent it today? You sent it over today? Probably not in form then.
Probably not.
Motion
I would err,
table then until,
I would err on the side of caution to the next meeting,
Second. To do a solution to that table.
and that way we can be sure.
Okay. Motion to table the, final.
Go first, be second.
Okay. Motion and a second to table ordinance 2692 approving the police policies and procedures manual. until the next meeting. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Okay. Some good news. Motion to approve, actually motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2678. Ordinance providing the agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation and the Village of Crooksville for the replacement of the Industrial Drive Bridge, to set aside $61,311 for the purpose of that.
So moved.
Mayor, I thought the email you sent out last week that was, have things changed?
Things changed.
Okay, I just,
Things changed rapidly last week.
yeah, I mean, cause last week it was a no-go and,
Yes, yes. To bring everybody up to speed on the Industrial Drive Bridge project, last Tuesday we were contacted by ODOT District 5, and the cost of the bridge from the time that was guesstimated to the hard numbers that was provided had ballooned about 23%. The bridge was $890,000 roughly, and the project went to $1,146,000. The federal cap on that was $985,000 and some change. We were responsible for 5% of that $985,000 plus engineering. Okay. Well, when it went to $1,146,000, we still had to pay 5% of that $985,000, and then 100% of everything above that number to the $1,146,000, which brought our grand total of just under $300,000. Several phone calls back and forth. Late last week, Friday morning, got a phone call from the ODOT 5 representative. He said, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "Yep, driving to work." And he said, "Well, we just spoke with the federal person that takes care of these caps on the money, and they've agreed to raise that cap $300,000. So our total cap on that bridge project is now $1,285,000 and some change, which we are responsible again for 5% of that $1,146,000 number, and we got all that included plus all but about $4,000 of the engineering included in that new cap. So the $61,311 is our dollars for the bridge replacement.
Which is 60,000 lower than what we was originally going.
Yeah, we were probably looking at engineering and 5% and so
Like
forth.
120.
We were
yeah, I
about
remember. And then when we got that email last week, it's like, okay, well,
Yeah,
end of that
yeah,
project.
yeah.
I'll make the motion to suspend the rules.
I second that.
Motion to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Motion to accept ordinance 2678.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Next, we have, need a motion to approve resolution 101-2021, release and utilize permissive motor vehicle tax for the paving project that was done in 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Say I heard two.
Maybe.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
3 readings as well.
I think she had this as 3 readings.
Okay.
The emails correctly.
Okay. A motion to approve the first reading of Resolution 102-2021, request advance on taxes from the county auditor.
Sorry.
Roll call?
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Mr. Locke?
Yes.
Mr. Hampton?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Loomis?
Yes.
Motion to approve Resolution 103-2021, first reading for the agreement with Gov Deals.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Mr. Locke?
Yes.
Mr. Hampton?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Loomis?
Yes.
See other old business come before council this evening?
Those wouldn't be resolutions, then those are actually gonna be ordinances, right? If you're doing 3 readings, it's an ordinance.
That's what I asked.
We've always done resolutions as one.
Yeah.
Right. So are you saying that those should have been ordinances? We passed the first reading on them. I don't know if any of that's time sensitive. I wanted to make sure that, you know, like request advance of taxes.
Looks like the timing is,
That should be ordinance. They're asking for 3 readings on both of them. Okay, that would be an ordinance, not a resolution, correct?
We've never had 3 readings on a resolution since I've been here.
Right.
We can retool that form.
I mean,
think
it needs
there
to
are
be
any
passed as a
instructions on that
either
one.
way, it can be passed, I just wanna make sure we, we're aware that if you're doing 3 readings,
we
it
just
should be
need to
an ordinance.
allocate the right ordinance number at that point.
Okay.
Which, looking down through, would probably be $26. No. Bridge project was from last year. Policies and procedures was from back in March, so I think we're well past that. Just don't wanna get you out of sequence there either.
We can always, we can allocate.
I'm looking at instructions from last night, from Jan's emails.
Okay.
3 readings were requested on the Gov Deals. The resolution for motor vehicle tax can be passed with 1 reading
Sure.
this evening. Can be a resolution.
Okay, so we did the first reading on that, we did actually the first reading, can we change the, is it okay to go with the first reading on that, or do we need to go back and approve that as a resolution to be correct in the book?
On the motor vehicle tax, I would recommend we get back and approve that as a resolution.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve that as a resolution 102-2021.
I'll second.
For the request of advance of taxes, that's the taxes for property, that's,
Okay, but it's a resolution, it's
But
one
that's
reading.
not- yeah, that's 2 different things.
That's what you're talking about, then. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah,
We
well, I
would-
thought you brought up
I'm
one
sorry,
on
the
one
motor
for
vehicle. Permissive
taxes.
motor vehicles. I'm sorry, I misread that.
Okay, so.
She is requesting 3 readings on 102 and 103.
Okay, then we're good now.
It adds a
Yes.
resolution then,
Yes.
okay? Under new business, seeking a motion to approve Maryland as the additional signer for mayor's court, the mayor's court account.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Rice?
As my last official vote on council after 29 years, I'll vote yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
You don't know that yet, Chris. We ain't done.
Yeah,
We don't know yet. We're not done yet.
maybe I'll vote no then.
Should I make the last vote to adjourn?
Sure.
Yeah, I can do
See,
that.
that's
In
it.
executive
There we
session.
go.
Executive session, we got, need to go to executive session per the Ohio Revised Code, 121G1 personnel, I believe.
So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Get that horse just a little ahead of the cart there, Mr. Rice.
Not the first time.
Ralph?
Huh?
We're out of executive session. Need a motion to promote Cody Ketchum and Darrell Newland as assistant chiefs to Ralph Hill for the fire department
And EMS.
and EMS.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Locke,
Yes.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes.
Brian, do you have anything for us tonight?
Still working on everything.
Chief, you got anything for us? Anything else? COVID update or anything?
I haven't got the recent update, it'll be out tomorrow.
Should be tomorrow.
Be tomorrow, but we're going through COVID tests. We probably gave out over 100 and some this weekend.
Wow.
Was said on the news tonight, nobody around Columbus or there, they were out like in 15 minutes.
Cause it's getting to the point, we get to the half, cause we got 500 more here a week ago. And we're halfway through those, so I'm gonna be requesting more before, probably by the end of the week, just to keep it in stock.
Yeah, 'cause you got Christmas and New Year's coming.
Cause people's coming in, sitting in my office, you can see them coming in and out constantly, and they're constantly calling to see if we still have some.
There's 3 vehicles on Walnut Street tonight that's got Utah license plates. You don't see a Utah license plates on, Ohio very often. So I would assume they're
Somebody's family.
families coming
Family, or
in.
could be a rental car. You know.
Everything else is good, we're pretty much got things squared away in the firehouse, totally put away.
As everyone knows, this is the last council meeting for the year. Reorganization will be January 3rd for the next year, for 2022. Want to sincerely thank John Allen for his 2 years of service. He's done some mighty big projects in this past 2 years, overseeing a new brand new firehouse, all the other projects that have come in between, legislation that's been passed. Glad to have had you on board.
Thank you for your service, Brian.
Thank you for service. Mr. Rice, what can we say about you?
I'm old.
29 plus years of public service, not only walking the streets of town, delivering the mail, but delivering good counsel and decisions for the village as a whole.
Thank you.
I appreciate your tutelage and for the last 16 plus years on council. I've looked to you for many decisions and talking things out and problems. We've never all ever agreed on things, but we've always come to a conclusion that betters everybody else. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Fred.
You're gonna be missed. Just telling you from a guy that served with you for over 20 years.
Just don't go too far.
Not planning on it.
Anything else come before council this evening? We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Rice.
Yes.
Mr. Locke.
Yes.
Mr. Hampton.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Loomis.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone.